lane 2. Rachel Klinker, another Cal aquatic swimmer. Olympic trials finalist 2 summers ago in this event. Then it's Kelly Pash, 5th at those trials 2 years back to try to make it to the Olympics. 3rd at the NCAAs at the 200-yard free for Texas this season. She was the top qualifier. There's Dakota Luther, 2nd best in heats for the U.S. national champ last summer at the 200 fly. Bailey Hartman, 17-year-old from Crow Canyon Sharks. She's in this A final. Lily Nordman, 2019 World Junior Champion in the 200 fly, now swims at Stanford. And Caroline Bricker, future Stanford Cardinal from Pikes Peak Athletics. They're in lane 8. Rowdy Kelly Pash, and super performer for the Texas Longhorns, that 3rd at NCAAs, top time in the heats here in the 200-meter fly by about 7:10. Pretty good symmetry, Rowdy. We got 2 from Texas, 2 from Stanford, 2 from Cal, 2 from the high school ranks here this month.
Yeah, it's a great field too. And you think about Luther and Pash. You mentioned both top 5 finishers at the trials a couple of years ago, and both of them will be in the hunt, especially Dakota Luther, who was the 3rd fastest American last year in 2022 behind Flicketer and Reagan Smith. So you can bet she will be in the hunt to make that world championship team. Pash was the best time of 2:08.3. Actually, the swimmer who has the 2nd fastest time in this field next to Luther is Norman up there in lane number 7.
It's hard, though, when you're 3rd best in the United States and the other 2 were on the Olympic podium, and they were 2nd and 4th at Worlds last year.
Yeah, and that won't do you much good this summer, being 3rd. Well, it will. It's a great testament how great of a swimmer you are in the United States, but that won't make the World Championship team. They only take the top 2 finishers in each event individually. Of course, relays are a little bit different.
Through with the edge here, followed by Pash.
1:01.5 exactly to the 100th, a 2nd faster than Kelly Pash going out. And both 50s about a half a second quicker on each of the 50s than Pash, who is now 2nd. And clearly in the races, these 2 swimmers right now. 1-2 right there. Pash a little quicker there. Made up a little room on that 3rd 50, Jason.
Right now, this race still controlled from the outset by Dakota Luther. Can she handle her business all the way to the wall? Pash with a push here in lane 4. His Texas teammates looking like they're going to go 1-2. Can Pash overtake her here down the stretch? Pash coming hard. Luther trying to hang on at the wall. It will belong to Kelly Pash. How about that comeback from off the pace there, making up a 2nd from the 100 mark to steal the win.
Yeah, you know, you liked her 3rd 50. That was where she started to make her move just a little bit, out-splitting Luther just a little bit on the 3rd 50. And as you said, really charged home that last 50 and out-split her by over a half a second. There's the 100 turn right there with Luther clearly in the lead. Full 2nd, looked like she was gonna have clear sailing from there. And this is the last turn, though. You could just see Kelly start to make her move, say, I'm not out of this quite yet. And you know what? They've been through this time and time again in practice. They know each other so well. Great 2 solid times. Both of them slip into the top 10 in the world with those times, believe it or not. They are now ranked 8th and 9th in the world. So now there are 4 Americans in the top 10 in the world. Great swim for both swimmers, 5/100ths of a second separating.
What a comeback for Kelly Pash. Rowdy said it had to feel like training and practice. Does that make it easier or harder when you're swimming and trying to catch somebody you see and swim against all the time?
It's definitely an advantage being able to train right next to Dakota every day, especially in our fly practices. No, it's just always an honor, and I think it makes it A little easier knowing that your teammate's right by your side.
Could you get a sense of where you were at once you turned on that last turn, knowing that Dakota was right next to you?
No, I didn't know, but I was just going to give it everything I had and just race to the wall.
You did that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kelly Pash with a furious finish, enough to get the win there by 0.05 of a second. And again, Dakota Luther had a cushion of a second at the halfway point, but the view from above, you see that pink cap coming on strong, good enough to steal the win here in the women's 200 fly.